Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Every Movie Ever podcast. My name is Ben Groves.
And my name is Rob McFarlane. Welcome to the show. We are two best friends with awful mental health, and we like to analyze movies instead of ourselves.
This week, buddy, we are finishing off our Craig Zahler series, Modern Day Grindhouse trilogy.
You'd love to finish off Craig Zahler, wouldn't you?
Mate, he's my fucking idol right now, man. I'm so obsessed with this man. I'm like fangirling all fucking day about him. The worst thing about it is, right, is when you get those peaceful moments in a day where you just sort of like, you let your mind wander a little bit, or you find yourself daydreaming?
No, because I'm an adult again, Ben.
All right. Well, for those people that still have an imagination and some sort of sense of wonder,
who don't live in a society. Yeah, fine.
Guess the budget on this one, bud.
Okay. Well, given that his last film made £12 after popcorn, I'm going to say that that was probably an anomaly, and they gave him the same budget, $4 million.
No. Good guess, but they actually were like, you know what, maybe he didn't have enough.
Right.
So they gave him 15 million.
Wow.
15 mil.
And they lost all of that too, right?
They did. Yeah. Didn't even make a mil at box office.
Craig Zahler has never made six figures with any of his films.
Oh, it's so fucking annoying, right? Because at release, it's released into film festivals, and then it does small theatre runs. It does a small theatre run after the film festivals. Dragged Across Concrete was shunned from most festivals. It was accepted into one.
I can see why.
Yeah, I get
we'll get into that, but I can see why.
But also, then this film was the number one streaming film on Netflix for a little while.
Yeah, but I mean, that's okay. Yeah, and Ryan Gosling's got a Teen Choice Award. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, both very impressive feats. Well done to both.
And possibly an Oscar at the end of the year.
Unbelievable. As if you're going to play down Ryan like that.
I'm saying he might have an Oscar at the end of the year. Come on.
All right. Well, fingers crossed. You know what I mean? That's what I'm holding out for.
Because of all the people that were involved in Barbie, they thought they'd nominate the bloke.
Yeah. It's the true meaning of Barbie. You know what I mean?
For the entire human population who haven't seen this film, I've written a breakdown, which may have some spoilers, not only for the plot of this film, so if you are planning to see it,
sure,
maybe go see it, but it also, because I've written it this week, may give away some of my feeling about this film.
Right then. Recently released ex-con Henry gets home to find his mum is now a heroin-using prostitute to support Henry's disabled brother, because it's going to be that type of movie. Strong start, Rob. He's a real nice dude about it, though, grabbing a baseball bat and using the threat of violence to eject his mum's paying client without even so much as a partial refund. Fuck me. His little bro is playing a video game designed by someone who has clearly never seen one and has dreams of going to college to one day design his own. I can fucking see why he thinks it's an achievable goal, given the shit that he is playing.
It is fucking dire.
He's playing...
It looks like a Roblox mod.
Yeah, it's one of those games, like the hunting games that you get at bowling alleys. It's one of them, but without the gun.
Or the graphics.
Or fun.
Yeah. And the pause screen that you hit and is completely different colour scheme to the rest of the game. And just says pause in large letters.
That's the important part of video game design, Rob. It's inconsistency, all right?
Meanwhile, police detectives Brett Ridgman and Anthony Lirassetti, played by Gibson and Vaughn, are suspended without pay for the minor misdemeanors of police brutality and mild torture. Because everyone's a fucking snowflake these days and can't handle some good old-fashioned questioning women under sexual threat. They're just two grizzled, mean cops who don't play by their rules, and their boss fucking loves them for it. But Christ alive, Brett, you've been a maverick one too many times, and I gotta throw the book at you for political reasons.
Is that your Don Johnson impersonation?
It's my fucking whatever voice that these detectives use in this film, which is a sort of mix of, hey, look, see, but weirdly out of time and context.
Sure. Out of cash and desperate to move from his now predominantly black neighborhood, it's fine. His wife literally explains the situation with, I'm not racist, but... She does, to be fair.
It's literally
there's no refuting that.
Word for word.
Well, I mean, she says, I didn't think I was racist until we moved here, is her exact
so it's
quote,
actually a step worse.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Brett pops around to see his mate Udo Kier. Fantastic character.
The fantastic character of Udo Kier.
Yeah.
The same character he is in every film.
Fuck yeah. Who tips him off about a local super thief called Vogelman, who might have some spare ill-gotten cash that Brett can rob off him.
Yeah, because, he's a cop, but, he doesn't play by the rules, but he's on the side of right.
He's not a cop anymore. Suspended, mate.
Yeah, he's having a 6-week holiday, so that's why he's like, oh, well, my morals are with my badge.
Yeah.
Hooker's son, Henry, has taken work with Vogelman, with him and his mate getting into disguise to serve as getaway drivers for Vogelman's bank heist. Because everyone knows cosplaying as Marlon and Sean Wayans in White Chicks makes you fucking invisible.
I fucking knew you were going to make this joke. I knew it was coming. I fucking knew it. As soon as this scene came up, I was like, guarantee you, it's either going to be Rob going, making my way downtown.
They literally don whiteface because apparently that's a man who is in every way black except for the color of his skin is apparently just fucking invisible. The bank teller we see
used to work in music. How many fucking white rappers did you have to put up with like that?
Yeah, but they didn't have black faces, Ben. It's not just the color.
I'm sorry. It's the black faces that's the problem that you have with these guys. Okay, no, it's good to clear that up.
No. It's the mismatch. It's the mismatch of a clearly black person who is the wrong color. The bank teller we see brutally murdered has a totally unnecessary backstory that exists only to make her eventual murder more grimdark and inverted commas brutal.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zahler. We definitely needed that 10 minutes in your 3-hour fucking film.
Yeah.
The crew get a shit ton of gold and a bonus hostage who we have zero backstory for because he wanted to do a bait and switch.
Yeah. Masterfully do a bait and switch, by the way.
Masturbate, yeah.
Because bent cops, Brett and Anthony, are both as shit at their jobs as they are at accepting social change, they miss the heist entirely and pursue Vogelman's crew to a rural location where the robbers intend to switch vehicles. On arrival, they find that Hooker's son Henry and his white-faced mate Biscuit have had a bit of a falling out with the crew, resulting in You're a fucking idiot. Resulting in our lad Custard Cream. Get it? Mm-hmm. Biscuit, custard cream. That's good. Getting garage keys cut out of their stomach.
Yeah, because he goes, the most obvious thing to do is to swallow the key because...
Yeah, he's trying to fuck him over. He's just sort of like, fuck you. If you want it that bad, you can fucking cut it out my stomach. And then that's exactly what they do.
Yeah. What follows is a 3-way fight for the gold. Vince Vaughn getting ventilated by a bullet or 5. Vogelman biting the dust. And Henry Hookerson and Brett Bad Cop splitting the gold. Until Brett decides to fit in one last bit of racist distrust in, ultimately leading to his demise. Henry Hookerson goes on to live like a king, sending a good chunk of the gold to Brett's bereaved family by way of apologising for burying Daddy in a ditch.
Yeah. To recap, everyone is awful for 3 hours, and Ben is now going to spend the rest of the show explaining why Rob is totally and utterly wrong about this film. All right. I like it. I like it. There's a lot there to dig into. All the points you made, literally, mate, probably all the reasons that I love this film. All the reasons that I love him.
Okay, so all of those reasons. So are you in it mostly for the blatant racism or the cultural stereotypes?
Honestly, mate, I think this is my favourite Zahler film of the 3 that we've done so
because
far.
of the racism, or...
It's because no one in this film is good.
Right.
No one's a nice person. No one's a good character. You don't root for anyone. You just watch a bunch of horrible cunts.
Yeah.
Be horrible cunts and get exactly what they deserve whilst trying to... I mean, the whole point of the film is like, how far do people go when they're backed into a corner, right? And it's about sort of like financial restriction and needing money to sort of do certain things, put your family in a better position, provide your way through and all this stuff. The main thing that I love about it is, though, it's all their own doing. Henry Hookerson was in prison for being a criminal.
That's his name.
It's his own fault.
Like
Yeah, it's good. I'm totally bought into it. He was a
Yeah,
criminal, so he did his time. You know what I mean? Now he's out, and he's got to provide for his family. Mel Gibson's character is a shit cop. Just a shit, racist, xenophobic piece of shit that could have evolved and grown with the times, but chose not to, and instead has spent, nearly 30 years in the exact same position, whilst he's watched his old partner become sort of like chief of police, sitting behind a desk, earning all the big money, doing this, suspending him. And it's like, it's your own fucking fault, buddy. Vince Vaughn, he's got every fucking chance to switch out his partner, move forward in his career, progress, become detective. No, none of it. He chooses to stick with the same partner. He chooses to stay in the fucking same place that he's in because it's the easy road. So you're not rooting for anyone. There's no good guys.
Yeah.
The thing that I like about this is that those people exist in the world. They're real people. They're based on like real character types that exist in the world. And it's just really fucking nice every now and then to see those bastards get exactly what they deserve. That's the main takeaway of the film for me.
I think it falls into a similar trap that Jarhead does, or Buffalo Soldiers, which I've mentioned before as films about boredom. They do their job really well and they express boredom. But with the overwhelming feeling you come away with is boredom, which, you know...
I think to an extent, yeah.
With this film, it's kind of grim, 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 dark, dark, dark. Everybody shit. Look at this awful thing. Look at this awful thing. And you're just like, why am I here, man? Like, you're not respecting my time. You're not respecting my... You're just there going, oh, isn't this difficult to watch? Isn't this a slog? And you're like... All right, mate, if you're going to be that guy, do you know what I mean? It's the equivalent of the kid on the bus just going, isn't that annoying? And you're like, yeah, man, but we kind of get it. Can you stop?
How is that the equivalent of this film? About two corrupt cops being corrupt.
Just dull nonsense.
All right, that's fair. I totally see where you're coming from, right? Off the back of his last two films, I 100% see where you're coming from.
I've got no one to relate to. I've got nothing that I particularly want to see happening.
So he's got this. This is why I love Zahler, right? He's got this whole philosophy where he's like, my critics aren't wrong. When they come out and say that my films are problematic or my films are shit or they don't land properly or they don't do this or they don't do that, they're correct for them. And that's totally great. And if that's what they get from it, fucking so be it. You know what I mean? I'm not here to try and make people like me or my art. They watch it, they have their opinions, they have an opinion on it, that's all that matters. I don't care whether you like it or not. Yeah. But you have your opinion on it. And the fact that his art is that caliber where it's almost impossible to not come away from his films with a fucking very strong opinion on any element that's mixed into these.
But here's my rebuttal to that is that sort of like, I don't care if people like my films, it's art. And whatever. It's like, well, don't be surprised when you make fucking 14 quid at the box office then, cunt.
I don't think he is surprised.
Right. But then, like, as the studio that's given him 15 million quid, I'm like, oh, cheers, Craig. Cheers for doing us a solid, mate.
Number one streaming film on Netflix for a while. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Like, it's good for small studios. That's good for small studios.
Yeah.
Admittedly, it was part funded by Lionsgate, but there was a couple. There was Cinestate in there, the guys that own the Fangoria magazine.
Right, okay, but can you imagine if Jabrams was like, I don't care if people like Rise of Skywalker. It's not for them, it's for me. You'd be like, well, fuck you, buddy.
I'd be like, that's fair enough. It's shit, but fair enough. You know what I mean?
Right, okay.
Do it for you, buddy. But, you've just shit on the chips of fucking hundreds of millions of people.
Yeah. Whereas in this case, it feels like no one else saw this film. So S. Craig Zahler has just shat on my chips.
Yeah.
And that feels targeted.
And then, Now I'm getting the whole personal attack. Okay, I feel it.
Because I'm the only cunt that bothered to see this, and you didn't make it for me. So why did I bother, Craig?
Fair. It's a fair point, man.
You've invited me round to your house. I've gone, oh yeah, mate, can't wait to come round. Should I bring a bottle of wine? You're like, nah, don't worry, mate. I've sorted the catering. Drawing pin burger. Fuck you, Craig. I'm hungry.
Yeah, just eat around the pins, man. You know what I mean? Careful what you wish for. You wanted food, boom, there it is. Technically, it's food.
I'm never going to a barbecue hosted by you.
Mate, I'm going to invite Craig Zahler to all of my barbecues going forward. And there's
because you're a sober vegan. It'll be much the same experience for him culinarily as it is for me filmically. He'll get there and be like, there is nothing I wanted here. And you'll be like, it's for me, Craig. It's for me.
Yeah. And
it's your fault for coming here.
This is fulfilling my purpose. I don't care whether you like my barbecues. I'm building bridges between people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Is that what this film does?
Yeah.
The script reads like an A-level assignment where it's like, write a morally grey, gritty neo-noir. And they're like, okay, there's two cops, but they're bad cops.
Yeah.
And he's a racist. And they go do a crime. They're crime cops. Yeah. And they're fighting a guy who's like, he's a ninja. And he goes around dressed as a ninja with gun Tourette's.
Stop selling.
And I'm like,
I'm sold. Show me that film. Show me that film. I'm sold.
But it's like Kung Pao Way of the Fist being released as a real film.
Okay, this is. I'm not going to go as far as Kung Pao because that's ridiculous. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I feel like this is his best act 3 for a film.
Okay,
it's just it takes you 2 hours to get there.
Yeah,
and I could have watched Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but how many racists are in Jurassic Park? Do you know what I mean? You don't get to see any racists suffer in them. You know what I mean? What are you thinking? The T-Rex?
I'm thinking the lawyer. The T-Rex, yeah. The T-Rex is mad racist. Yeah. It was the goat all along.
Yeah, they fucking hate goats. It's awful.